Tay, and I'm richer than all y'all broke-ass, jigglypuff looking ass niggas. I'll fuck your mama, cause she a thought, and I'ma become your father. But I ain't spending money on child support, I'ma spend that money on foreign shit, bitch. 100,000 on my wrist. See this shit right here? That's Gucci, bitch. Y'all can't afford things like Lil Tay. I wear the belt, I wear the...
What is up, everybody out there? August 9th was fucked up, and if you survived it, thank you for being at the Conference Call Podcast. If you have not rate and reviewed the show on all podcast platforms, I would truly appreciate if you can go do that. And what I mean by 8-9, what a crazy 8-9 it was. What a crazy 8-9. What are you going to remember? Hold on, let me shut this door real quick. What do you remember? What was the significance of your August 9th? I can tell you right now, for millions of people, it was the end of an era. It was the end of a long 52 dates, 146 show roller coaster of a Miss Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, which, by the way, wasn't just the ending of it. If you were not a Taylor Swift fan, I'm totally sorry about this segment right here, but I have to say that this is one of the most intriguing artists that I have now been accustomed to being so shocked on the game planning that she has done and the foreshadowing that she has done throughout her entire career with all these quote unquote Swifties. I look at her marketing, and I was just talking to my fiance about this, and I said, if I would have had this conversation with my old band, my old lead singer JD, you would have thought this was crazy. It was a crazy way of thinking. Maybe if we would have done it, we would have been the biggest band of all time. Who fucking knows? This marketing is incredible. And if you guys didn't just realize how much I just dropped when it came down to how much she performed 52 dates, 146 shows. Each show was 3 hours plus long. The range of that type of show and being the vocalist of what she sings and the caliber she sings to blows me away. And the fact that people were thousands, hundreds of thousands of people would resort to TikTok and all social media platforms to see these live tapings of Taylor Swift so they can enjoy the show throughout this entire thing. And if you don't think there was thousands of people out there that watched it every single night she performed, you're out of your goddamn mind. And if you're asking yourself, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, why would anybody do this? Like, what artist can engulf someone's life like that? Trust me, I'm asking the same question. I reflect and think to myself, has there ever been an artist that I have been so wrapped up in that I follow every little bit of he or she's everyday setup? Their tours, their merchandising, their everyday social media posts, or so on and so forth. What's going on? I can't honestly think. I think the closest I ever did was when I was religiously watching Panic at the Disco so I can get tickets. And I think that was it. I truly do not remember or even anything that came close to this. Even when Marvel was going through its first phase, and it was the best, the Infinity War saga, Oh, are you coming? Want to come in here? Hey. Fucking Chowder's going nuts. Chowder, come here. Hey. Hi. You gonna come in here? Why are you freaking out? Fucking dick. That was my favorite book growing up. Although they changed it up in the movies for sure, but it was my favorite and I followed it so closely, but nothing like this. There was even movies that I haven't even seen in the first phase that people like loved. Like Hulk versus Thor. Never seen that one. There was a lot. But there's people that follow so many other Taylor TikToks and social medias and all this other shit that they're just getting pinged every single time with notifications to keep up. I wish I can tell you in full of how in depth this woman goes. She is dropping. So if you guys don't know, she went through a legal battle where she didn't own any of her music. She wasn't making any money off of her music. So she is re-recording her albums as Taylor versions, the same album name, but Taylor's version. So on 8/9, before she ended her great six-day event in SoFi, 6 sold out shows in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, where the home of the Chargers, not even the Rams. The Rams won that Super Bowl. It's not their home. Chargers are going to fucking take that shit over. Signing Justin Herbert to a massive $250 million plus deal. $52.5 million this quarterback is going to make each year. Let's go Chargers. Bolt the fuck up. I can't wait. We need to get back to the old days where we were taking this division. Everybody loves these trick plays from the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes and all this shit. Everybody knows what's going to happen to the fucking Raiders. And Sean Payton isn't going to do a goddamn thing in the Broncos. This is going to be the year that we just show everything. Everything that we are worth if we are fucking healthy. That's the one thing about my Chargers is that they go to shit. They go to shit in a handbasket when it comes down to their injuries. So, I can't wait till football. If there was one thing I just cannot wait, like this podcast is going to be consumed with football. I cannot wait till football season come back. I haven't watched any preseason. I don't want to. I don't want to watch any preseason. There's no point of me watching preseason because I am not going to watch potential injuries and just, I don't want to watch JVers. I just don't. I want to watch my team out there making a difference, and I don't need to see them getting hurt in preseason. So she's dropping 1989 on October 27th. It's crazy. Oh, I can't play that. But yeah, 1989 Taylor version coming out October 27th. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like, she has, I think, 3 more albums she needs to drop. She's like going in, I don't know if she's going in order. I don't think she's going in order in backwards from her latest all the way to, or her earliest that she's recording the versions from the lawsuit and everything. If she's going from that all the way backwards to her very first album. I don't know. She's an interesting character. And she did 146 shows. It just finished on Wednesday, the, what is it, 9th? 9th or 10th? The 9th, I believe. One of those days. What is it? So she went Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, I believe so. She announces that drop on 8/9, which was like 9 years since she dropped it. On October 27th. There's just always like Easter eggs and little hints that she throws out there that people spend all fucking day on talking like I am right now and figuring out the puzzle so they can be the first ones to be like, oh, look what Taylor Swift just came out with, blah, 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 blah. This is fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. It's nuts. And I'm happy for her. She is You know, the really crazy thing is she is taking off for a couple weeks and then going back to Mexico for like, I think 6 days, then taking a few months off and then going on an international tour and following it up with a few shows in the States. So this woman has everybody locked in for, I mean, I think people have been talking about this Eras tour for, it started in April, and everybody's obviously been talking about it since last year. Dude, I fucking feel ridiculous thinking that this can possibly go almost 2 years of talking about this one tour and what she has done in between that time. Granted, she hasn't had a tour in, I think, like 4+ years. So this was a big deal for, I guess, for how big this star was. Like, I really had no idea how big Taylor Swift was. And I'm mostly, if any Swiftie out there is just like throwing their phone and beating their phone over the head with this, with hearing me say this, I truly apologize and never understood it. Being in a metal band and listening to rock music and listening to pretty much everything, I love some of her pop songs. But now that I went to the show and I'm just engulfed in my house hearing it every single night and everything that's going on, I started listening to more of her other tracks, and she has really, really good music. Really good music. And I'm sure I can probably find some good music in Beyonce, which I have no idea what her music sounds like outside of the popular ones. I just want to let you know that rap album she did with Jay-Z really broke my spirit, so I don't really tend to gravitate towards seeing that or hearing any of her new music, because once you just have fuck you money, you just start playing around with shit. You know, you just start I'm just going to do something different because I'm just going to do it. You know, whatever. I'm going to make my money back. I could literally do 5 pop-up shows someplace and make all this studio money back and plus some. Yeah, we're good. I'm good with that. So congratulations to all the musicians, all of Taylor's musicians in her band, for enduring such a crazy ass schedule, you know. And if you didn't know, she generates so much money when she comes to each city. It's crazy. Like hundreds of millions of dollars people spend to go visit the city to see her perform. It's like it's something I've never even heard before. When you hear Metallica going on tour, you don't think, oh, they're generating money. I mean, I'm sure they are generating money for the city, but nothing like what Taylor Swift's doing. When the mayor names her after the city, that's a big thing. She is probably the biggest artist alive right now. Holy shit, now that I think about it, I got to see this woman perform. The biggest artist alive. Were you alive when Madonna was at her peak? This is the Madonna of this era. The popularity of Taylor Swift is what Michael Jackson and Madonna were back in the 80s and 90s. And I got to see her. That's fucking pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right, Taylor, you got 13 minutes of my life, which you don't really care about. All right. So, what makes 8-9 so significant as well is that we thought somebody had passed away that we thought we never cared about in the first place. A young little Miss Tay, Lil Tay, the young 9-year-old. Excuse me. This fucking cat keeps knocking over my plants. The 9-year-old with the foul mouth that had the biggest flexor on YouTube, supposedly, had passed away with her brother, according to her Instagram. Which honestly shocked a lot of us because you didn't see her for like 5+ years. Like her Instagram and everything went cold. Nothing. You didn't get any of the fuckery that went with it. And look this is what was on the Instagram post. If you just don't know, but I'll enlighten you. Check this out. Okay, this is what's on her Instagram. It's with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our loved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and undescribable pain. This outcome was entirely unexpected and has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing adds an even more unimaginable depth to our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss, as the circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation. Claire will forever remain in our hearts, her absence leaving an irreplaceable void that will be felt by all who knew and loved her. That's a really heartfelt message. And everybody went crazy. Everybody just remembered all the fucked up things she said. Like, if you don't remember what Lil Tay was, it was honestly really shocking to see it up front. It was really shocking. Here, a couple of this.
It's Lil Tay. Let me tell y'all something. This shit costs more to your rent. My toilet costs more to your rent.
Okay, so this is like during the big pivotal spike of Vine, where you would get like really quick videos, but she was blowing up on YouTube as well. So this is just her going around on video. Someone walking, taking videos of her flaunting and flexing. If you don't know what flexing is, just showing off.
Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent. And see, this is my closet. Everything here would be designer. Gucci, Louis, Versace. And also, when I was 6 years old, I lived in Atlanta and I was broke as hell.
She is also Asian as well.
I said to myself, I ain't gonna be broke no more. So I got up and I started working hard, moving bricks, and now
started moving bricks. Listen to the mouth. You know, she fucking got one for sure.
we be living in the hills. See that view? Y'all don't have that view, and I be holding your mama's rent. This is a Lamborghini, and I work hard. So if y'all work hard, y'all can accomplish your dreams just like I did.
Okay. I don't know if
Fuck your mama, cause
I played this one at the very beginning of the podcast.
she has thought, and I'ma become your father. But I ain't spending money on child support. I'ma spend that money on foreign shit, bitch. 100,000 my rent for things.
Okay, so this one right here.
That's Gucci, bitch. Racks on this car, and I'm only 9 years old. I got the keys to this car.
You know, the crazy thing is this.
See this? These are butterfly wings. Y'all haven't seen this car in your
When she was on these cars and shit like that, there was one, like, I think she was on a red Ferrari, and the real estate agency that her mom was working for at the time said that the owner was like, that's my car. Like, she must have got the keys from my desk or whatever and was flaunting off my car. You know, and it's just like shit like this that makes it's very catchy, because you see someone just really popping off with some crazy shit. Hold up for a second. Hold up. Okay, the fucking cats were going nuts. I heard my plants going down. So you hear all this outrageous shit, and it just catches you, and you just get engulfed, and you don't really think it fully in depth of how fake this shit is. You know, the crazy thing is when Logan Paul, posted that video of like Suicide Forest where he got banned and potentially his career went to shit when now he's more popular than ever. I thought that was fake. I thought that was a fake video that he did. I thought he set that up, and then he got banned because it was all fake and Japan didn't want to be fucked around like that. But I guess that really happened, and he just posted it, and I mean, that's fucked up. I mean, I don't know, man. You just don't really know what is fake and real anymore. And the fact that to think that a 9-year-old has so much money with no type of background at all. It's crazy. I mean, listen to this shit.
Lives. I've been driving this around the Beverly Hills area, and I'm only 9 years old. I ain't got no license, but I ain't ever gonna get no license. You're wearing Gucci from head to toe. Y'all can't afford this shit. This shit costs your whole rent.
Dude, she talking all this shit to all these black guys too. Listen to this shit. This is crazy.
Where's Chief Sosa?
I be wearing new fresh Nike. Y'all be wearing cheap ass shit like hand-me-downs and shit like that, bitch. Like, before you talk shit about me, why don't you go make some money, okay, bitch? I'm the youngest flexer of the century. I don't know what y'all be doing, bitch.
Phone them. Y'all here? I'm phone them.
It's just like it's like uncomfortable to look at too, because I don't know. I was reading into depth, a little bit more in the depth with this thing, and her backstory. Some people say that her brother was coercing her into saying these things, and there's a live feed out there of him saying like, "Hey, act more stupid and stuff," and like coercing her. Then she starts blowing up with all this money and stardom and shit. So obviously then the parents get involved, and then there was a dispute with the parents. I think they were separating and they were trying to, get her money and stuff. It's really fucked up. And then when this story drops, I'm listening to all this stuff, like videos and stories of over a year ago about what's going on with her Instagram, how it went cold, and just dispute with her parents and her father. Her father's a piece of shit, supposedly. And so I'm looking all into this after the fact that this story dropped that she had passed away with her brother. And I go, this is really fucking crazy if this actually follows through as being true, because of what happened to her career and what happened in the past. Then come to find out the next day, apparently her account got hacked. She went on and she's like, "This is sad. I feel terrible. Like, I went through 24 hours of all this grief of people hitting me up, and I'm like, I'm not dead. My brother's not dead. My account was compromised. I got my account back." So and I guess she's going to come out with her story on what happened and stuff. I mean, it's really interesting. If she would have passed away with her brother, there would have been some nasty foul play that went involved with that. I was ready to look into that shit for sure. Check this out. We also got this from TMZ. I had to show you this. This is pretty nuts.
Lil Tay is still alive, despite 24 hours of the entire world believing she was dead. Now, Tay claims that her Instagram account was hacked, and the statement posted yesterday saying that both she and her brother were dead was manufactured, and it wasn't by her. She says now she's gotten her account back from Meta. She says she's going to work on telling her story in full in the near future, but this is raising a lot of eyebrows because for 24 hours, she didn't get this word out that she was okay. Here at TMZ, we had called police, we had reached out to family members, everyone was in the dark on her alleged death, which kind of raised some suspicions, and now those are fueled even further. But at least for now, Lil Tay says both she and her brother are still alive.
I mean, if she doesn't have an account and she's not on social media, I mean, how often do you open up? I mean, if she doesn't have a phone, I don't know. It's really weird to find out that you weren't notified of your own death at all. If you don't have any type of electronic device, you don't have a TV, you don't have a computer, you don't have a phone, nothing that's going to pop up. Because I guarantee you, that day I got an Apple notification, I got a Yahoo notification, I got every single type of notification saying that Lil Tay had passed away with her brother. So it is kind of weird. It's kind of weird when you really think about it like that. She's not dead. She's going to come back going nuts, talking all this shit about how she's been secretly flexing on motherfuckers. But also, what ended 8-9 on a crazy up and down roller coaster that went down into a really shitty perspective was there was a major fire in Maui. It happened late Tuesday night. And wait, was that right? That'd be the 10th, 9th. So it'd be the 8th. Oh, so it wasn't on the... Oh, well, I guess you can say like it started going into Wednesday. So it's kind of like technically 8, 9. But Maui got fucked hard.
Historic part of Lahaina. Hundreds of thousands of Southern Californians
Listen how
visit
sad
this
this
one
is.
area of Lahaina.
From
It is
ABC
known
7
for its
News,
shops,
LA.
its wonderful restaurants, but everybody knows Front Street is always bogged down. It barely moves. And this video that I shot as I walked into the town, you can see all these cars stacked up and burned. And you know what happened. It's very clear they couldn't get out of town fast enough.
Fucking
The
terrifying,
flames
dude.
overcame them. They
It
got out of
looks,
the
it
cars.
just
They
looks
may
like
be
a
the
ghost
people that
town.
had to be rescued within the water because they jumped out, jumped over the wall into the ocean, which was the only safe place to be at that time.
Could you fucking imagine? Okay, I'm terrified of sharks. And this place is burning. Say it's just me and my lady. She's not going to give a fuck about jumping into that water. And I'm just keeping it simple because I don't want my daughter involved because she would make it fucking difficult for me to have this story. If my hotel, if I started seeing that was on fire and shit started engulfing right next to me, like, you got to get out, get the fuck out of here. There's no way we can get our car out, blah, 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 blah. You got to jump in the water. I don't know what I'm going to do. The two worst possibilities of dying is in front of you. How do you approach that situation? Do you want to fucking die of being burned to death? Would you want to die of being burned to death? You would die of all the smoke inhalation, and if that's how you say it, but you would just breathe all the fucking air, smoke in, and you would die like that. Before you would sit there and be like, oh, and just fucking burn and shit like that. No, it wouldn't happen like that. Either the shock would fucking take you out, and then all the smoke you'd breathe in would kill you, and that, or just you're just going in there and just huffing fucking smoke. Pretty much it. Now the water, you can freeze in the water, or everybody knows the fucking sharks will get you. And since I am terrified of sharks, I don't know what to do. I would just look at the water and see my fiance fucking plane flapping in the wind, just excited that she gets to be out on the beach in the water at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning with no problem, without anybody complaining about it. It's fucking crazy, man. It's really sad to see it too. Maui is such a beautiful place. I've never been there, but for it being so dry and hot right now, I mean, it's like record-breaking hot in some places. I fortunately live in the Central Coast, so my weather isn't bad at all out here. It's not reaching more than 90 degrees out here, and that's a fucking blistering hot day. It doesn't even get close to that. It could sometimes, probably like 85 it gets the highest. But Arizona is hitting like 115, 120 plus for almost an entire month. I've seen videos where you see tires like peeling up and lights, melting and shit. I don't know if that shit's real or not, but that's fucking crazy if it is. Could you imagine? I mean, there's people out there that are living in that. There's people that are going to Death Valley to try to hit the 130 plus degree record just to say they've been there. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you guys. If someone said, hey, we're going to go and do that. No, I don't think so. Those aren't friends. Those are like more of adrenaline junkies than anything else. Like the worst case of adrenaline junkies. Fuck you, dude. You're not going to make me drive hours upon end to go sit in a blistering hot ass desert just to see if I can possibly be there when it hits 130 plus degrees. We might get fucking stuck out there and die. The car might just blow up. Fuck you guys, dude. Are you serious? That's really what thrills you? I got my cat in the back pissed off because I put him back in. And before I end with this, I'm hoping to have Gibbs over for a fight this weekend, but who knows? it is fight weekend where it's going to be fight night. Luke versus Dos Anjos will be interesting. I'll end up watching it. It's an early fight, which I really hate those early fights. And it's even in Vegas. It's like, why have an early fight? People are working. Ugh. Bellator is going to be on tonight, this Friday. This is actually being recorded Friday the 11th. Logan Storley versus Brendan Ward will be available on Showtime. So that's going on with MMA this weekend. Super crazy that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are actually going to do this fight, but stream it on their own platforms without the UFC's consent or involvement at all. That's fucking crazy, dude. They're doing it on their own. Probably not making enough money with UFC, and they're probably bringing in their shitty referees and stuff. So they're like, nah, we're gonna change that up. But there's one thing I did want to end on this. I don't know if this was true or not, but this is how crazy this world has gotten and how much we really fuck our own good plans up. We fuck around with our own fun. Check this out.
Do the Eras tour in LA as someone who still doesn't care to be infected with COVID. Here's what's in my bag if you want to see all the details. There's a whole video on that. But don't look at the comments. It is a cesspool of ableist garbage. Anyway, I decided that if I was going to go at all, I was not only going to keep myself safe, but give others the option to keep themselves safe as well. So I brought a bunch of
chick is
extra
walking
masks.
around with a
Spoilers, no one took
mask
me
and
up
all
on it,
this
but I was
shit.
moving pretty quickly through crowds because, I didn't want to spend a lot
But
of time
listen
in
to
crowded
the
spaces.
craziness.
However, just as the openers were finishing, to limit my time in crowds, this is me giving you the most I'm out
Wearing
by
the
of all
mask?
time because, wow, I've never been in a place like this. These are the CO2 readings from inside the stadium. I'm going to leave the sound on just so you can get an idea of, how much people are screaming around me. If you're new to the idea of measuring CO2 in a space, is a tool we can use as a proxy for the amount of exhalation that is hanging in the air. Since I do not want to be infected, I want to avoid people's exhalation, which is also what keeping the air filter so close to me helps with.
I just want to point out that this bitch bought a ticket, possibly an expensive ticket, and then made a video about protecting herself. No, I mean, she purchased a ticket, an expensive ticket to SoFi. 70,000 plus people, knowing that it will be sold out, still bought the ticket. One of the rarities that you got to do if you are a Swiftie, were able to get that pre-sale code and able to buy a ticket to SoFi. SoFi was one of my locations of what I wanted to go to, and I got Arizona. So you were lucky. And you make a video, you make a TikTok about being in your own protective fucking bubble of shit that we went through years ago that found out that all this shit is fucking ridiculous and fake and bullshit and manufactured by people that said they didn't do it. And you're going in there with a CO2 tester and all this other shit to see how bad it is out there. What do you expect with 70? If I told my lady when we went to Arizona that if we don't get fucking sick, that we have a really good immune system. We knew there was a possibility of us getting sick with 69,000 fucking people around us. Are you fucking stupid? This is how dumb people are. If you really, even when I went to Hollywood and played shows, when I played concerts and shows and events and shit like that with less than 300-400 people, 500 people, I thought there's a possibility I'm going to get sick here. And you willingly bought this fucking ticket, this expensive ass ticket, with 69,000, 70,000 plus people, and anything you can potentially get sick, that you were going to try to do everything you can to prevent that. Go fuck yourself. You are not stronger than fucking 69,999 other people. Go fuck yourself, lady. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. As always, keep positive and stay classy.